Alrighty, so LR Beast Gohan is in a couple of days. Now, before you think this is going to be another Beast Glaze video, no, you are wrong. That is not what we are talking about today. More specifically, what we are going to be talking about is the fact that this character is going to be bringing a lot of returning players. So, with all those returning players coming in, this is something that's probably very exciting for you guys. You know, an LR Beast Gohan is something that you're not going to be seeing very often. As my core just decides it doesn't want to work. We'll leave that in just for the nature of it. But yeah, so a lot of players might be coming back to try and get their hands on Mr. Beast Gohan. So what I want to do is give some more tips for returning players. Now, I've done a previous video of this, probably like, man, back in the spring, but I think that we could talk about a couple more things in this video just to make sure that we are all on the same page, right? So, the first tip that I have for you guys is don't spend all of your stones in one place. Now, why do I say this, right? I think that it is not good for an account for you to fully commit every single asset that you can possibly get into one banner, because this is going to give you like one specific setup, and then setups that you could use otherwise are not going to be as easily accessible to you in the future. Where, let's just say you farm literally everything you can with one team, and you invest in this one team, and your team looks really nice, but then we get 3-4 months down the line, and you haven't acquired anything really of value because you haven't been able to summon in a major way in order to kind of acquire more characters and work on teams, right? Now, this isn't to say that you shouldn't spend a lot of stones on the Beast Gohan banner, because I 100% think you should, because this banner is going to have a lot of value. I have literally like 20 videos talking about how good this banner is, so I'm not going to really mention more in this video, but one thing, the major reason I'm telling you should not spend all your stones in one place is because what this is going to lead to, like I said, is not being able to acquire more characters that potentially have more value for you elsewhere. But this is also going to transition into the next tip that I want to talk about. And Beast Gohan is part of the 9th anniversary, right? This is the celebration that he is a part of. He is the second part of this. I know this sounds very like basic talk, but you need to hear it because it's just going to make things make a lot more sense in the grand scheme of things. Now, what I want for you in this video, I want you to aim to do something, and that is to leave a like. Nah, you should, but what I want you to try and do is leave this anniversary with some stones left over. And that is because the game doesn't just end with the 9th anniversary, right? As is the cycle with these gacha games, there's always going to be something else. And the issue with Global is there's this very quick turnaround, for those of you who might not remember, where the worldwide download celebration is at the end of August. When I'm recording this video, it is the end of July. So we only have about 3.5 to 4 weeks where we're just pivoting right back into something else that's just as hype, right? With this going to be a big shared celebration, there's going to be a lot going on. So you need to make sure that you're staying on top of things in order to not fall behind, in order to sort of you know, be able to also participate in another big celebration where a unit that potentially is better than Beast Gohan will potentially be here. So just please keep that in mind, that leaving this anniversary with stones is going to be something that you need to be doing, because it's just, you really don't want to just be locked in on this specific banner and then have nothing else to do. So that's kind of the big thing I want you guys to take from this video, right? But now, what I want to talk about more is things that you should be doing within the game, right? I think that what you should immediately be focusing on is going into these story events and seeing what characters you can potentially farm. If you're somebody that hasn't played during part 1 of the anniversary, here's something that you can do. This Beerus character you can awaken into an LR, and then there's a Frieza that you could turn into a TUR, and then EZA during the next part of the celebration, and that is going to be very helpful. Different characters around here, we can kind of just look at these via like each event, right? You're going to be able to get a free Gohan from this one, a Goku and Vegeta Jr. We have a Gohan, Goten, and Trunks unit. We've got Goku and Chi-Chi. We've got Vegeta and Bulma. We've got a bunch of characters, if I'm not mistaken, from this event. It might be more than one. Yes, we have 18 a Krillin, and then a Tien and Roshi. And then there's also going to be a free UI Goku in here somewhere. There's a Master Roshi that you can awaken. There's another Frieza, etc., 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 from all of these different events, right? These are free characters that you want to make sure that you're having done, because they potentially could be filler options on other teams that you have not used in a long time, or that you might have to use in the future. Like, these characters are going to be very important. Just to be able to kind of make progress within the game, or potentially just use them for like a boost on another event where you could be potentially farming something else. So make sure that you're grinding your free-to-play units, because not only are you getting characters that you can use, you are also getting characters that you're going to be able to, you know, get stones from, right? If we go into here and we look at the missions on this, you're going to see first and foremost, there are stones that you can get for maxing these characters out. So that is going to be something that you need to do, because more stones equals more summoning, which equals more fun for you, right? So when it comes to stones and characters and stuff like that, we have one more tip after this, but we are going to leave it for after this next one. But what we want to focus on, or not focus on, but is go over to the quest mode. And we go over to this quest mode, you guys can see clearly the interface has been changed up quite a bit from the last time you guys have probably played this. And where is that going to be changing the most? It is going to be changing the most after Chapter 4. So if you are a returning player who played a couple of years ago, you'll know that Area 27, Stage 3 was the last quest stage that you were able to play. But as you guys can see, we have moved on quite a bit from that. We have Chapter 5 as well as Chapter 6. So if you're somebody that hasn't played since Chapter 5 or since the Chapter 4 section or Area 27, you can see we have 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and these are going to be like, 20-something stones a pop at least with all of these different areas, right? So that's going to be very helpful, over 100 stones just chilling here from quest mode, different things that you can farm. It's going to be very helpful for you in order to get your account back to, or get some stones that you're going to be able to use to boost your account. So the last thing, or there's two more things. The second to last thing I want to go over is the team that I want you guys to be focusing on specifically, which is going to directly tie into the Beast Gohan banner. And you might not know that this category exists, but this category is known as the Superheroes team. So the Superheroes team, this currently is the best team over on JP as well as Global. So you guys can see any of the good guys from Dragon Ball Super, we'll call it, are on this team. You guys can see here Gogeta Blue, Ultra Instinct Goku, the LR Gods. We have Vegito Blue down here. We have Gogeta Blue who transforms. I just haven't gotten to them yet. Sword of Hope Trunks. All these different characters are all going to fit onto this team. And who else fits on the team? Characters like Ultimate Gohan. Characters like Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo, LR UI Goku, LR Evolution Blue Vegeta. All of these characters are going to be fitting on the Beast Gohan Superheroes team, and this is going to be one of the better teams, the best team in the game. So if you can kind of lock in and get that team to the highest status that you can get it to, this is going to be very good for your account moving forward, because this is going to be a team that you're going to be able to take, earlier difficult content, mid difficult content, to late end game difficult content, and you're going to be really able to put a decent dent into it, right? So those are going to be a lot that you're going to have to worry about with the Superheroes team, and is going to make the game much easier for you, and you're going to be like, wow, this team really is crazy. So what do you need to do in order to focus on the superhero team? Well, the first thing, these anniversary banners are going to be your best friend, right? If there was going to be a time to spend a lot of stones, it's going to be this. I still want you to lead with some, but I want you to focus on hunting as many superheroes as you can track down with these banners, but I don't want you to go too deep into like chasing dupes. So where are their superheroes? On this banner, Broly fits on Beast's team, but we're going to ignore that for now. Where's there a superhero? There is a superhero right here on this banner. There's a superhero right here, and there's a superhero right here. 3 very good characters, and then when it comes to superheroes on this banner, we have this guy right here, we have this guy right here, and then we also have UI Goku right there. So when it comes to superheroes, there's some on these Part 1 banners. If you want to do a little bit of summoning and try and get some of the superhero characters, I would recommend that. Just don't go too crazy, and maybe you just want to wait until after you do the stuff on the Beast Gohan banner and then begin to focus on, hunting additional superhero characters. So that is it for kind of all these other things. But the last thing that I want to talk about in today's video, and this potentially could be like a bit of a longer bit, if you guys are not aware at this point, I'm sure maybe you've seen some loose hints about it, or you've seen the concept or idea on Twitter somewhere or on YouTube, but the versions are going to be syncing in the summer of 2024. So you might be saying, Bill, we're in the summer of 2024. Yeah, I know. But the likely date for this will be the worldwide download celebration, where, we talked about this earlier. It's going to be the end of August. The versions are going to be running on the same schedule. So if you don't know about this, it's good that we can talk about it now, because this is going to be very important for your progression moving forward, because now things are going to be different, right? Why am I so emphasizing so much on making sure that you keep stones? It's because you're no longer going to have this, 5 to 6 month buffer to think about what you want, or see the JP schedule and be able to plan your stones out accordingly, right? You're going to be on the same wavelength as JP players who are potentially going to be seeing the same things that you're seeing, right? So it's like, this is just an example, this is speculation, but like not even like an LR, like a TUR final form Frieza comes out in like November, right? Global isn't going to have until March to think about that Frieza. They're going to have to summon for that character. They're going to have to purchase stones to that character. However you play the game, right? It doesn't matter. It's beside the point. You're going to have to acquire that character in that moment. You're not going to have the foresight that we like to use the term for, that you used to be able to have playing this game a traditional way that Global has, right? And if you're somebody that's returning, maybe you weren't heavily involved in the community, this is something that's always existed, but is no longer going to exist with the version syncing. So what the trade-off is, you're going to be losing the kind of like being in the past advantage, if you will, right? Where you're not ahead, you're not caught up, so you have time to think about it and make decisions based on the schedule and know these things. Now it's going to be more like you're playing the Japanese version where it's sort of more on the fly, right? Where it's like, okay, this is anniversary, now you have time to save for worldwide, right? It's not, instead of it being a month, it's going to be 6 months or 7 months like it is over on JP. So you're going to actually have time to think about it a little bit more. But I think that is going to be better for the health of the game. But this isn't all like a video all about the sync, but that is at least some things that I wanted to talk about. So make sure that you have some stones, because that sync is going to be important and things are definitely going to be changing. So we'll probably make a video about this again when we're closer to the sync, but let me know down below if there's anything that you did not know in this video and you learned. And if you did learn something new today, we can make a little trade, right? I taught you something new, you can leave me a like. And if you haven't and you've been enjoying the content today, subscribe if you are new so you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan content in the future. Turn on notifications so you never miss an upload, and I'll see you all in the next one.